From a standstill, caracals have been seen to leap 10 to 12 feet vertically. Do we have any NBA fans here today? I always like to compare it to the human realm because I think it should, number one, really put into perspective what a wild animal's physical capability is in comparison to the human realm. How high is the NBA hoop?
10 feet.
10 foot. How high do caracals leap? 10 to 12 foot. Another comparison to the human realm. When's the last time you saw Kobe Bryant leap the height of the hoop? Yeah, I know. You know, from a standstill, you're not going to see him get a vertical leap. It's impossible for any human on the planet to have a vertical leap of 12 feet. I know there's a young man in the Midwest who's going to end up going to basketball full scholarship for school, but there's you to display this kind of thing. No, and imagine what goes into producing this calm, relaxed tendency in this caracal. A lot of training when it's producing his comfort with you guys. His physical feature is going to suit his bird hunting lifestyle. What's the first feature that sticks out to you on the caracal, you guys? Everybody loves the ears on the caracal, right? Pretty amazing. As a matter of fact, the word caracal stems from a Turkish word which means off the end of the ears. Pretty fancy, right? Often referred to as the desert lynx because the hair tufts off the ears. Not a true lynx, though, by definition. But we can say that since body type suits hunting style of the predator, that his ears are going to be the body. Because a theory is just that, an idea that is not necessarily proven but supported by evidence. Whoever's feeling brave, shout it out. Big kids, small kids, anyone who's feeling brave. How are his ears going to help him catch a bird? Watch caracals for long periods of time, sitting with their ears just above the grasses in sub-Saharan Africa, staring at flocks of birds circling overhead. When they get fixed on the flock of birds, watch his ears when he's stalking. You see the flicker? When the lure moves a little bit, we might see another flicker in a second here. It's a hardwired instinct. So, what's really interesting is time and time again the scientists have seen the ear flickering behavior, and then those birds that the caracal is staring at come to land exactly where the caracal is sitting, and when they come to land, the caracal springs into action, leaping up into the sky, and then will rip birds directly out of mid-flight. Again, there's been a documented case of a caracal leaping 10 to 12 feet vertically into a flock of birds that were attracted to land where they were sitting. The caracal springs and swats and knocks 10 of them down to the ground at one time. You might even hear when he swats it with his foot, a caracal can reach close to 40 in just a handful of strides.
You guys ready?
So we're not only talking about great vertical leaping because of those long back legs, but we're also talking about very quick acceleration. Quick cat, amazing 0 to 40 stat for sure. 0 to 60 in a cheetah has been seen in 3.4 seconds, by the way. Did I mention that? That's like import street bike speed. Be careful, don't say the cheetah because it's not true. Do you know which one? Ah, that's my man over there. Very good. They're considered not only to be among the most powerful pound for pound, but also among the most territorial and have the greatest potential for aggression of any cat species out there. Which concerns folks like Janet and myself, who spend a lot of time educating folks on how these animals operate. He wears a harness and a leash. You guys did a great job domesticating him. Ooh, red flag. Red flag. Is he a domesticated cat? No. This behavior is based solely on his training, not the selective breeding process. He does. He's got an entourage of caretakers and room service every morning. He's been on national television. We're thinking about enrolling him in the X Games, by the way, as well, with these clips. Isn't that great? So, guys, here's the best way of putting what it would be like to keep a caracal as a pet. Raise your hand if you have a domesticated house cat. How many of you that have your hand raised right now would be comfortable going to the Masai Mara and Kenya on a game drive and have Fluffy under your left arm? Find some hyenas, leopards, cast, and leaped for his lure. Landed right on top of the rattlesnake. Struck him instantly. What do we know about juvenile rattlesnakes and venom? They don't hold back. Yeah, do you see the scar on his chin?
Oh my God.
Honestly, that's the only thing. And here's where animal training really comes into play, and how this caracal was able to survive that situation. We use positive reinforcement training only, no negative reinforcement. He is trained to enter that carrier whenever we ask him to do so. He's been positively reinforced for it so much and has such a great history with it that that's what he uses. He got nailed by the rattlesnake, and within about 10 seconds went completely blind and was swatting at sounds in the air. He heard our first goal. We got to get him to his carrier. He heard us move the crate, and he ran at it and inserted himself in the crate. The positive reinforcement training, the crate training we did, all came into play very quickly, and we got him into a safe environment immediately. Got him to the hospital within the first few minutes of the bite, pretty much. They treated him immediately. He was in critical condition for close to a week. Here's the rule. 90% of felines that get bit by a Southern Pacific rattlesnake, which is what he got bit by, do not survive after treatment. 90%. He's made a full recovery with the exception of a scar missing some hair. So what's that say about our vet staff here at the park? What's it say about the value of positive reinforcement training, operant conditioning? A lot.